I'll show you how it's done. Shazam!
Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to Underdeveloped here, and today we have a movie review for you guys for the movie Argylle. It's a Universal Pictures film, also distributed by Apple Studios, so it should be up there soon. And this is directed by Matthew Vaughn, who also directed a spy film based off a comic book called Kingsman.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, which I liked. I remember when Kingsman came out. I thought it was pretty dope. Yeah. So the way I feel about this movie, I think this movie, I'm gonna go off straight up and say that this movie honestly is really confused in what it wants to be.
Oh, definitely.
It kind of comes off like it wants to be like the Scream of spy movies, because it kind of toes the line between outright satire and like meta about like the culture of spy movies.
But also trying to take it seriously.
Trying to take it seriously, but in a comedic way.
Yeah. They're trying to find the line that Scream found with its genre.
And it just kind of fails at doing that.
Yeah. It really does. It wanted to be the Scream of the spy action movie genre, but really became the Looney Tunes back in action of the genre. Because just like that movie, it has no idea if it wants to parody what it wants to do or actually do it.
Yeah.
It is so confused and muddled.
This movie would have been a lot better if it just picked the lane.
It really would have been. They're not even all that meta with it. Like the thing is, they're meta with it in the sense that they'll do the common tropes and they'll do the tropes and then they'll do the trope again to make even more ridiculous, but they won't actually do anything else with it.
The problem is that it's so tropey. The tropey moments are so tropey that it's like it has to be satire because it's so egregious.
But they take it so seriously. They don't even take it serious. Thing is, you could make that work where you can if they took it even more seriously, then it could round up being actually funny because they're taking something really silly, really seriously. But they don't even do it. They treat it like it's a normal action movie in terms of how the performances are.
Shorty's skating with a boot incisored with blades, actual knives, and she's skating over black goo.
Yeah, crude oil.
And she's fucking doing the twirls and dancing like she's fucking Tanya Harding. I guess it's only I guy really could know at this point, even though whatever. It's only one I could really think of right now. But she's skating like a professional figure skater while killing a bunch of people after she just barely unveiled her identity. This movie's kind of like Total Recall in the sense that it's just kind of, because basically the whole twist is that she's actually a real life spy. She's the real Argylle, and the
Argylle.
Argylle, Rachel Kyle, who's a secret agent, and who lost her memory in an accident, and was reprogrammed by the villain of the story, Bryan Cranston, to have this whole false identity. Because her fake mother was a big psychologist, whatever else, and she's like a psychotherapist, and she programmed her brain, kind of like how Winter Soldier in the Marvel MCU in the MCU, kind of that similar deal. So she has a whole fake memory, whatever else, and that's what we realize. And even that's kind of over the top, because it's real. It's like how, to me, I just thought it was really over the top.
It was.
Seriously, it
was over the top, but they didn't treat it like it was that big of a deal.
Exactly. No, this is like she wouldn't, this is like world shattering shit. It's not just gonna how could they even keep it up? And in that case, so many things that happened in this movie, it could have been done if he would have just acted earlier.
Yeah. Because when Sam Rockwell busted in on Bryce Dallas when she was at her parents' place, he could have shot both of them in the head right there, and
there and then.
Yeah, the movie would have been over way faster if he did that.
And now there's much other fucking things that happen in this movie even from the villain perspective. If you just acted instead of purposely stalling, there should have been solved a lot quicker. To me, how it should have ended is gonna have a field day with this movie.
Because there's so many ways it doesn't make any sense.
There's so much things. There's so much things that just doesn't make sense in this movie. But I think it all plays. I'm I'm trying to chalk it up to okay, they're trying to play into the meta aspect of it, trying to make fun of how these movies usually go. I'm cool with it. But then you take yourself so seriously, then it's like, okay, no, you're just either are you a bad writer or you're doing satire.
Yeah,
I cannot tell the difference.
Because the thing, because the thing is, if these were like if their intention was to actually make fun of this stuff, then there should actually be making fun of them in the movie.
Exactly, and I think we would have worked a lot more if it just picked the lane.
Because what makes Scream work is that it has Jamie Kennedy there pointing out all the flaws, all the slasher movies, how they work, the formula and the systematic stuff, laying all the groundwork so they know that you know how to subvert your expectations. Here, we're not getting at that. No expectations are being subverted. No attempts of that are being made.
Yeah.
The rules are just instead of making fun of the rules, they're just doing them. Like they're becoming what they're parroting.
Yeah, and not only that she's a fucking agent, she's also a double agent. It's like this twist on top of twist. It's like kind of like we're now figuring that out. How this was not figured out sooner. You know what I mean?
Like why isn't this a gag? Why isn't this a joke?
Yeah, this should be a joke. And if this was a joke, then it would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, they try to make fun of like how these spy movies just have all these crazy stupid twists just for twist reasons. Sure.
Yeah, because that could be really funny.
But I can't tell. But now I just think you have to take yourself seriously, and then now that's just bad writing.
Yeah, it's like you're expecting us to actually get emotionally invested in these fucking characters, but the characters themselves, they kind of stop acting like people after a certain point.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And he kind of overran the whole like Argylle, like she's seeing Argylle in the reflection. Mm-hmm. But even though in those moments it made sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like it was cool, but then it kind of ran it down a little too much. Mm-hmm. The was like, man, I'm like, I get it. Like you kind of run this down. I guess you want to give Henry Cavill more screen time.
Yeah.
No, but like the way I see it is also like to the effect of like, well, I lost my whole point. Whatever. I'll figure out what I want to say.
Yeah. Honestly, like the way Henry Cavill is used in this movie, like none of his scenes are bad, but you're right. Like they overuse him a lot in the first half of the movie. He comes off a lot in the last scenes, well, probably more than he should be. And even then, I feel like there's a lot more interesting things you could have done with him. I said this in the theater. I think it would be 10 times more hilarious if the twist was Bryce Dallas Howard was legit Henry Cavill.
That would have been funny. That's actually brilliant. That would have been hilarious.
I actually have the scene mapped in my mind where she comes to a realization like, no, I am Henry Cavill. And then like you get like and then you get the camera pans and then like kind of rotates around so you can see the back of it to her face and it's just Henry Cavill in the wig.
That would be hilarious.
I would have loved that.
That would have been funny as hell.
That would have been such a funny and great reveal for a movie like this. Yeah. It would.
That would have been cool as shit. And it would justify. Cause I'm like, that's how looks like a mom, dude. I almost have buy that she can just kick ass like the way she does.
Yeah, and why does she visualize her self-insert as Henry Cavill? It sounds very random.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I guess it's not unprecedented, but still.
I guess because when it comes to spy movies, typically like the handsome guy with the handsome guy with a weird cut, so that's why, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Out of like, you know, like the typicalness of these kind of movies, whatever.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I thought the movie was entertaining. I did like the actors. I liked Bryce Dallas Howard. I liked Sam Rockwell. I thought, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this has a good cast.
Yeah, they all work well together, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't
Bryan Cranston was so good in this movie, as well as Catherine O'Hara. Like, everybody was good. Even Dua Lipa was okay.
Yeah, even she was good in what she had.
Yeah, so it was like, you know what I mean? So like, I thought it was well directed from like a acting standpoint. I thought the chemistry was there. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind seeing these guys back in action again. It's just that, this really, tonally is where this movie really fails.
Yeah. And the tone makes even less sense when it comes to like the very end, where they tied this into the fucking Kingsman movies.
It's a very different tone. I mean, it is kind of an out there comedic almost.
But that's like way more out there. That's kind of extreme.
But like the way I see it is like it's a different kind of way out there.
Yeah, like because a big aesthetic difference between Argylle and the Kingsman is the Kingsman is gory and graphic.
Yeah,
this movie really isn't. So you barely even see blood in this movie.
You're kind of meshing very different worlds together. You know what I mean? And it's like
it feels incredibly random, especially with a really random ending. Of
like we're trying to make fun of the MCU, like, and I mean, like I don't know.
I don't get what with
the post credits thing.
Yeah, like is that a joke? Is that a teaser for Kingsman 4 starring Henry Cavill as Argylle? I don't get it. I don't get it. Why does he have a southern accent? I don't fucking get this movie.
No idea. Yeah, this is the big thing. I just don't get this fucking movie. I really don't.
Yeah, I would love it if Matthew Vaughn was just playing a giant joke on the whole audience,
That's
and
honestly how
none of
I
us
feel.
got it.
I feel he's just
maybe
playing a
we're all
joke.
just a bunch of dumb crits who don't get the obvious joke, but whatever.
Yeah, I feel this. I'm saying I feel like this is a whole giant joke. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so last go movie. I'm thinking a Calm 65.
Yeah, I'm thinking 60.
Okay.
Actually, now that I think about it, I guess it can make sense in the Kingsman universe. Kind of. This is like a book series from that. In that universe, I don't know. I can't make sense of this. I'm sorry.
But that means that the whole movie was a book then. Which I thought, oh, this was all just fucking something that she created for her next book, and none of this was real. Now I could be like, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Honestly,
Like,
I can't see.
and there's certain twists in this movie
like
that would have made more sense. Like if she actually stayed evil and killed Sam Rockwell, I'd be like, that would have been like that would have subverted. And I'd have been like, oh wow.
A real subversion would be like it was just a big fuck all of you. I'm gonna kill all of you ending.
Yeah, even that. Like it'd have been like, okay.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
You could have really messed with people's expectations of this, and they didn't.
You had the opportunity to do so, and you kind of, I'm going for the typical ending. Boring.
Because that's what made Scream work, was that they were actively trying to subvert your expectations.
But I mean, I think really so because, I mean, it turned out the people that we thought were the killers anyways. But
Yeah.
the way I see it is that at least it guided you through that because it's like people that's trying to figure it out. He's not real killers, not real slashers. People that's trying to make it. It's almost like you're seeing student films trying to make student. You're trying to see.
You're watching film students go through a horror movie.
Yeah, exactly. You're seeing film students try to make a Scream movie.
Yeah.
In a way, you know what I mean?
And honestly, that's what this should have been. Like we should have seen Bryce Dallas Howard trying to like go through the tropes of spy movies to get herself through this situation.
I mean, it kind of did it in like the first half of the second.
We
act.
have hints of that in the movie, but they never really explore that enough.
But then they subverted by making it this whole double thing. You're really an agent and
You're really an agent and also my lover.
With total recalling you. And I mean, I saw that coming a fucking 1,000 miles away.
I mean, at least Total Recall had the decency to make it ambiguous so that was actually happening.
Yeah,
Here, it's like, ugh.
Well, and the remake with Colin Farrell is a little different than the first one.
No one gives a shit about the remake of Colin Farrell.
That doesn't matter. I'm comparing it to what I've seen.
But when you say Total Recall, people don't think of that version. People think of the original version.
When I think of Total Recall, when I'm talking Total Recall, I'm referring to the Colin Farrell movie, which is pretty much kind of similar in the way that this random dude realized, oh, he was in his machine and he's really a fucking a real life agent. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And he's trying to piece together his identity. And this movie had a lot of that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Trying to piece together who she is, from fragmented memories.
That was basically the whole second half of this movie.
Yeah, so it kind of turned into Total Recall in that sense. Yeah.
Yeah, Total Recall, but without the three-titted hookers or the breathing on Mars. Tragic. Anyways, I think that's all we have to say about this fucking movie.
Yeah, watch it, don't watch it. Up to you.
If it interests you, sure, maybe.
I mean, it's entertaining. You may have a good time with it.
Yeah, it's definitely not the worst movie you can see out today.
If you're like a sophisticated movie watcher, yeah, you probably not.
No.
Probably a skip, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'll say catch it when it comes on Apple TV.
Yeah, if you want to watch a dumb movie that has fun stuff in them, sure.
Yeah,
you could do worse.
Exactly.
But that being said, that's all we got to hear for you tonight. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button. We see you next time for the next movie review.
Catch you next time, folks.